back with some Sega Game Gear, which is great to see. I've been talking about this video for a little while. My Sega Game Gear pickups, I've kind of slowed down on the box. I said I'll get boxed Sega Game Gear games if I see any ones I really want, like my favourites, like Road Rash, or if they're very good deals, like if I can get a box game for loose. But really, I'm kind of going for a full set, but very relaxed about it. Not going too crazy. Picking up the easy ones, first of all, of loose cart only. So you're about to see 3 games. And I've got to shout out a couple of people for these as well, which I have mentioned in the previous video, which is Digital Monkery and also John Bundy. So big shout out to them guys. If you don't know them, they're on YouTube. Check out their channels. I'll put a link to their channel in this description. Basically, John Bundy, he loves his Game Boy stuff. There's a lot of challenges. But yeah, he does a lot of Mega Drive challenges, Master System, loves his homebrew Game Boy, those sort of things. Digital Monkery. At the moment, for the past year or so, he's been collecting all the movie games on the Sega Mega Drive. But again, he's got a vast collection and games garage, I believe. I believe it's in his garage. So yeah, really nice guys, good friends of mine. I've met up with Digital Monkery a few times. Big shout out to Tom. John, I've spoke with loads over the years. Had some good fun with him in the old Girth Chewy competitions and stuff when I first met him back in the day. But I've never met him outside of YouTube. But one day. So I've got 3 games here. So one is from John, one is from Digital Monkery, because they always message me. It's really nice when they're in shops and they see any Game Gear, which is really cool to pick them up for me. I really appreciate everyone doing that. And like in the Discord, anyone who's messaged me and sent me pictures, sometimes I feel like I'm wasting your time because you're sending me pictures and I don't see it for 20 minutes and I feel bad in case you're waiting around, and especially if I'm at work or whatnot or busy. And sometimes, a lot of time I've got them all. Like I say, it's hard to find, unless it's an expensive game, I probably haven't got it. But all the common ones, which are like, under £15, I probably feel like I've got them all now. So these are games number 107, 108, 109. So I've got well over 100 games. I did have a list that I think Ed passed me on from, Retro Ed UK passed me on from Tutor UK, on which was, because it's confusing. I've spoken in the past about, it's not always easy to recognise. Like there's some symbols and stuff on the corners of labels, which makes you think it's UK or Europal. And you're not quite sure. I mean, the Japanese ones is quite obvious, but sometimes the American ones is not straightforward, because some of the earlier and later releases are slightly different label design. So it is quite hard. You don't want to be throwing money for no reason. But yeah, I've still got the stands displaying them, which is really, really good. But anyway, let's get into the game. So first of all, and this is a very good deal I got on this, Sonic Drift Racing. Starting to think this is fake. It says Sonic Drift Racing. It's very pixelated, but it's old. But then when I load it up, it's Sonic Drift Racing 2. So that's confused me. Yeah, we did not have 2 on there. But anyway, this is, I got it like off of Vinted for the price you would pay, like trading it in. So I think they were happy. They got the cash equivalent as if they were trading it in, and I got it cheaper. And if you see this at a games market or whatever, it's normally overpriced, to be honest with you. So I've seen it about, but I've not really picked it up. I haven't got any credit at the moment with CEX, but I had some money in my Vinted account, so I picked that up. It plays like, I'll show you on the screen now. So you've got like a free play mode, which I think you're just on your own, like a time attack sort of thing. And then you've got like your championship mode, which you've got about 8 characters to choose from, I suppose, like Tails, Dr. Robotnik or Eggman, whatever he's called in this one. Eggman, I think. Metal Sonic. A couple of characters I didn't recognise, actually. Knuckles in it, which is really cool. And then that's like 3 difficulties or 3 different types of trophies, like Platinum, Gold, or whatever it is, of like a World Tour circuit. And it plays like all games did back then, which was amazing at the time, but it's that behind view, a bit like if you play Hang On, Nigel Mansell's Racing, any racer, if it was a motorbike or a car, of that generation, that sort of 16-bit generation. Because Mega Drive is 16-bit, isn't it? Is it? No. Or am I thinking of Lynx, Atari? Anyway, but anything of that generation, all the games of that view, all the Formula 1 games, all the motorbike games, they were all behind, a bit like Outrun, where you see the tracks meandering corners. But yeah, it plays really good. It's very, very hard, but it is a very desirable game, and I guess why it's popular is it's been adapted now and people love, like we had Sonic Team Racing. We've got a new one coming, haven't we, which I think is Sonic All-Star Racing or some sort of cross-platform of some sort. It's coming to Switch too, so the series has carried on, and I believe this is where it started. and it's not like Crash Team Racing. I mean, that's not been going as long, but what I mean is it's not come as thick as fast as other Sonic games, you know? You get one in a blue moon like every 5 years or so, whereas Sonic, we've had sort of every couple of years, we've had a new Sonic game, and there's lots and lots over the years. But yes, that was one I picked up myself, and yeah, that's game 107 into the collection. Now this one, this is from Digital Monkey, so thank you for picking this one up. This is VR Troopers, which is basically a versus beat 'em up. Now, I haven't played much of it. Couldn't really get to grips with it too much. It's hard, the beat 'em ups, even though it's only 2 buttons and start, trying to work out. So normally it's very limited. You have to press start. Like you might be like a soft, it might be like a light attack and a hard attack, and then you press start, and then it might do your kicks, or you hold down part of the D-pad to do a special and stuff. They have to be very inventive, obviously, to make a beat 'em up work. So you have to respect that. I did really enjoy. There was a beat 'em up I completed on the Game Gear. I remember talking about it in a previous video. I slipped my mind. If I see if I can see it in the corner of my eye. And that was really, really... Oh, Virtual Fighters. Yeah, Sega Virtual Fighters. That was really good. This one, I'm not too sure. It's so I don't know much about VR Troopers, but it's basically a bit like Power Rangers. It's... America have tried to copy some Japanese TV shows, I believe, and they've made these sort of super... It's basically a Power Rangers thing. I'm not going to beat around the bush. If you Google VR Troopers, it just looks like Power Rangers. Again, I think it was similar, like mid to late 90s. Mid-90s, I think, like 95. That's all I can say about it, really. But yeah, Tom saw that in the shop, so I pinged in the money for it. I think I tried to ping in the money 3 times. I always forget, because I haven't seen Tom in ages. We thought we was going to meet up somewhere, couldn't make it, and then I was going to see him in Manchester. No, Liverpool. Time was moved to Liverpool, but I couldn't get time off work. And then Tom was going to come Blackpool, but he can't, unfortunately. So he ended up just posting it to me. So thank you, Tom. Digital Monkey. Really appreciate this. Now, I need to give John Bundy a big shout out because it did make me laugh. I got sent this game. Was it this game I told I didn't have? I remember being some confusion. I think it was... Right, let's talk about outside this game. I received a random box. And it was a dog biscuit box. And there was nothing in there but a little miniature bottle of whiskey. I love my whiskey. And there wasn't much clues. It was a dog biscuit box, which was random. And there was, I think it's from the Isle of Man, the whiskey. And I just straight away, I was like, it's got to be John Bundy. So I WhatsApped him, and it was. And I know I talked about, I think on a video I showed I had some whiskey. I really fancied a drink. And I do love my scotch and stuff. And John Bundy does a lot of cool. He does those as well. He does like whiskey tasting. So not just gaming, he does a bit of those where he's got some really nice whiskies. Whenever I'm on holiday or I try a whiskey, I always message John, have you tried this one? He's a real whiskey connoisseur. And he knows I like a drop of it. And he sent me the bottle and it's really, really nice, John. So I've got to say thank you because I haven't actually said how nice that was. It went down a treat. I drank it that week. It's been a while since I've had a drink. By the time you're watching this video, I'll be in Portugal on a friend's 40th. There's a load of our mates, about a dozen of us. It's going to be carnage in a villa. High DJ equipment, pool parties. It is going to be messy. And I've had a good detox. I think my 5th week sober, not a drop of alcohol for 5 weeks. So I'll probably be letting my hair down and I'll be in bits when I get back. So I filmed a few YouTube videos to tick me over because I know I'll be struggling when I get back. So thank you, John, for that. But he has been messing me a few times about Game Gear games in his local shops. It's been really nice. So yeah, thank you for that, John, and everyone in the Discord has been doing that. If you want to join the Discord, there's a link in the description of this video. Only lasts 7 days, so just check whatever the newest video is and you can join. He sent me Superman, Man of Steel. Now there's some, in terms of superhero games, the Batman games are always very good. Other than the modern Spider-Man, like PS4 and onwards, the Spider-Man games aren't good. And then Superman, I think it was a 64, which is so bad. I think it's expensive and terrible. Apparently it's terrible. And like to complete the game, you've got to go around collecting something, which is just outrageous. Like you hear people talking about. So I was excited to try this because it looks really cool from the front. I didn't get to see a new Superman movie. And I actually prefer DC films to Marvel films. Marvel's got too much action in it for me. I like the I don't mind like an Iron Man, like the original. Like, I like the story start bit, but I don't like it when it all gets a bit far-fetched. Like I like the original Spider-Man and stuff, with like the first new ones, like the Tobey Maguire and stuff. But you can't beat like the Dark Knight trilogy, Batman Begins, and then the one with Bane and stuff. That trilogy is amazing, and I quite like the last Superman film we had. I haven't seen Batman versus Superman. I heard that's boring. But yeah, I've missed the newest one. And yeah, the 64 game seems to be terrible. I thought I'd see what this one's like. I find the screen a bit confusing. It's very limited, but I guess it doesn't matter. You can get away with it. You can see on the footage now. You can't really see what you're doing. You might not be able to get that from watching the video because I'm playing it. When you're controlling Superman, you feel like you can't see what's below and you're going to fall off of things, but it doesn't matter because you can fly. So I guess that's how it's got away with it. If it didn't, it was just a platform game, it'd be terrible. But I guess that's why, because you're on buildings traversing, like any sort of Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, there's bits like that, and Spider-Man levels. It's, I guess you don't need to see a ground level because you can fly, but I just found it a bit odd. I did find it a bit odd. But yeah, really cool to be back on the Sega Game Gear hunt, and now I've got, you know, I'm in the back half of the collection. I'm not sure how many games there are. There's more than 150. I don't think there's anywhere near past 300. It's either between 150 and 300. So I don't know if it's even 300. It might be like between 150, 200 games. I need to double check that. I'll pop on the screen. I'll see if I can find out. But yeah, it's quite vague to find out. But yeah, I just love the collection. If anyone does collect Sega Game Gear, I mean, I've got a lot of box accessories. And don't rush. If you get excited, you want to collect it. I've bought so many box accessories, which I thought were of good deal or in good condition. And then you see them at Vinted a month later, cheaper, better condition. So it's about, the only thing that's frustrating, I will say, is Game Gears will break a lot. But it's very easy if you get a broken Game Gear. It normally just needs recapping, which is basically a process of, I'm not very technical minded, the capacitors or whatever's in there. And it's a service you can get from people for, you know, under £50. They repair it for you. You can get new screens, new soundboards. That's what I've had done. So you can find, you know, if you went into a retro gaming shop, just ask them. If not, head to eBay, or I'll tag him in this video. I'll put his logo on the screen now. You've got people like Retro Repair Bear and is it Mrs. Retro Repair Bear? Claire Repair Bear, I think. So that's Russ from his YouTube channel, and his wife do repairs. But I've got a friend in Wales who's done all of my recap services, and he maintains and services my Game Gears, puts new screens in. Very little cost. He does it as a hobby. He doesn't really make any profit on it, if anything at all. And he lives in Wales. I'll pop his details on the screen now. And you can find him on eBay and message him there. So yeah, thanks. Big shout out to Chris, Retro Saviour. And do you know what? I might do it today, Chris. I've been saying I want to send this off to you. Chris done an adaptation for me. HDMI lead, so it goes to the screen, so I can use it as a controller, play it on the big screen, which I thought was great for filming for YouTube for you guys. So apologies, that was a bit shaky. So yeah, if you want anything done like that, like don't let it get put off, because sometimes you go to independent shops, and the reason why I say Game Gear is not popular is because they break so much, but they are easily repairable. They really are easy to fix, and it was a great console. Like, I just loved it. I remember my Game Gear so much. I had a Game Boy as well, Game Boy Color, but there was just something about the Game Gear I loved. And the biggest problem with it was the batteries. It takes 6 batteries, or is it 8? It takes a lot. I mean, I can't show you on these, because again, here's another upgrade you can get. You can get USB-C port rechargeable batteries. So you don't need to charge it back. You just charge it. It lasts hours. So there's lots of things you can do. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to be looking out for some more Game Gear games on Vinted and see if we can get past 110. If you don't know any other YouTubers that are collecting Sega Game Gear, please comment and see if you can tag them, or just let us know. Let me know in Discord, because it'd be interesting. I don't know many people who are on a bit of a Game Gear journey. I know Tutti UK has been dabbling in Sega Game Gear, and I had a friend reach out from America. He introduced himself on Discord. He joined, and he has a full set, American set. And I was talking to him, and he had some spares, and he said, "Look, some games are cheaper here, cheaper there. We're going to do some deals and do some swaps." And I remember I watched a couple of videos of his. His name slipped me by. But yeah, if you know any other Sega Game Gear tubers, let us know. But I'm Scott. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.